Imagine this. You don't wake up to some annoying alarm clock. It's the sunlight that pulls you out of bed. Soft, calm, no rush. There is no meeting waiting, no boss pinging you on your phone. Just a day that's yours. You open your calendar and it's empty. Oh no, better. It's full of things you chose. Reading, spending time with people you love, wandering through a city you've never been before. This is what it feels like to truly own your time. Most people think it's a pipe dream, but I'm here to tell you. With a plan, an ordinary person can make it happen in 10 years or less. You don't need to win the lottery, inherit a fortune, or become a tech billionaire. My friends might guess I will be talking about Bitcoin. And yeah, that's part of it. It turned what I had into thousands of times more. Of course that helps. But even before that, I had already set things up. So my bank account was earning tens of thousands of dollars a year without me needing to work. Looking back now, that money might seem small, but back then it was enough to give me control over my time. Some kind of freedom if you want. That cash also became my first stepping stone into the crypto world. So today I want to share the exact steps I took as an ordinary worker, a small entrepreneur, to break free from the work, get paid, spend, cycle, and kickstart my own wealth flywheel. So let's start by asking ourselves, what's the biggest obstacle in our way? Lots of folk try investing, but after a few months or even a year or two, their account balance barely budges. Or worse, they lose money. Frustration sets in, and a sneaky thought creeps up. This game is only for the rich. You need money to make more money. Before long, they cash out and walk away. It's like holding Bitcoin through the long, brutal bear market of 2022. Every day tests your belief, with the word screaming, give up. Very few stick it out. Why do they fail? They don't understand what it takes to get a wealth flywheel spinning. Think of your wealth as a massive, heavy metal flywheel. Very heavy. You need some momentum. At first, pushing it to move even an inch takes every ounce of your strength, your sweat. No momentum. It's exhausting and the payoff feels really tiny. The real failure isn't lack of effort, but letting go right before the flywheel starts to pick up speed on its own. If you are watching this, you've already got the spark to start accelerating. So please, don't give up. How do you push through those very tough early days? Let me introduce you to a simple but powerful tool I leaned on early in my journey. The Rule of 72. What is it? It's like a countdown clock for doubling your wealth. The formula is dead simple. Years to double your money equals 72 divided by annual return rate. For example, if you invest in an S&P 500 index fund with a 10% annual return, your wealth will double every 7.2 years. Now, if you make smart moves and hold some high-quality crypto assets like blue chip coins, pushing your annual return to, say, 13%, your wealth could double in about 5.5 years. That's the power of acceleration. Compound interest will look flat in the first few years. It will be barely noticeable. But over time, as your base grows, the growth explodes. Our brains are wired to overestimate what we can do short term, but underestimate the long-term payoff of time. Compound interest rewards those who stick it out until the growth curve starts soaring upward. So of course the younger you start the better, but the good point is that in any case, if you are grasping this now, you're already ahead of half the people who dream of retiring but never act. Alright, let's get to the action plan. Imagine a common scenario. You earn $4,000 a month. You are disciplined and you save 10%, that's $400 a month. You invest that in a solid portfolio with 10% annual return, and after 10 years, you've got about $77,000. That's a nice chunk of change, but it's not enough to retire on. Plus, inflation, that silent thief, is quietly eating away at your savings value. So, here is the big mindset shift you need to win this war. Saving alone isn't enough. To make your 10-year plan real, you've got to fire up two engines, what I call the dual wheel drive. The first engine will be to boost your asset efficiency. That means upping your investment return rate. By smartly mixing steady index funds with high potential assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can aim for 13% or higher annual returns. And the second engine is, you have to change how you think about money. This is huge, life-changing, especially for young people just starting to build wealth. Every dollar you earn isn't for spending. It's a new money employee, a new soldier you've just hired. Think about it. If your salary jumps from 3K to 5K, what do you do? What the average Joe will do? Treat yourself to a fancy dinner? Upgrade your car? Move to a pricier apartment? Some would say that's rewarding our efforts. No, that's rewarding past efforts with future debt. Think about that for a second. It's why so many people's finances feel like running in place. Your mindset has to shift. Every extra dollar you earn is a new recruit for your investment army, not a ticket to spend. Your job is to send those recruits to the investment battlefield, and the sooner and more you hire these new soldiers, the faster they bring in new recruits themselves, building your wealth army. Once you start thinking that way, your capital will snowball instead of staying stuck. So that's your army. But it needs a solid formation. Over the years, I've developed a balanced strategy I call the 3-tier retirement pyramid. First, you have the growth engine. This is the powerhouse driving returns above 13%, fueling long-term wealth growth. It's the core motor of your wealth flywheel. Traditional growth engines might include global index funds or top growth stocks, but today Bitcoin and crypto can supercharge that timeline. Historical data shows Bitcoin long-term return blows past gold, the S&P 500, and other traditional assets. Its asymmetrical upside potential comes from its absolute scarcity and decentralized global network. So strategically allocating a small portion to Bitcoin can boost your portfolio's overall annual return. And if you are new to Bitcoin and feeling lost, I covered the strategy to owning 0.1 Bitcoin the fast way in a previous video. So for first-time viewers, check the description below for a link to my Telegram group where you can grab my free notes and tools. Then there is the second tier, cash flow machine. This tier is your steady lifeline, pumping consistent income into your account. It's not about chasing big price spikes, but delivering stable, predictable passive income. This is critical, especially during market turbulence. When a bear market hits and your growth engine takes a dip, your cash flow machine, like high dividend blue chip stocks, REITs, or stablecoin stacking in top DeFi protocols, it will keep depositing money monthly. That income while you sleep brings a peace of mind that no stock chart can match. And then there is the shock absorber. This is your strategic reserve and safety net with two key roles: defense and counter-attack. Defense first, because when market crash and your growth engine tanks, assets like short-term treasuries or cash hold steady, cushioning your portfolio and keeping your sanity intact. And then counter-attack, because you have to understand that market crashes are opportunities for the prepared. Your shock absorber is your dry powder, ready to scoop up discounted assets like Bitcoin when others are panic selling. While they are cutting losses, you are planting seeds for future gains. A mature portfolio isn't about just buying and holding. It's a resilient ecosystem. The growth engine charges forward. The cash flow machine keeps you steady, and the shock absorber helps you survive crises and seize opportunities. And yeah, that's it. We've laid out all the strategies and tools, but the real challenge lies in your mindset. You've got to make a fundamental shift. Money is a tool to deploy, not a treat to spend. That shift took me a long time to master, too. Maybe that's the case for you. But when I could finally pass a luxury car or a fancy watch that I don't have without a second thought, asking instead how many new soldiers could that cash hire to work for me, that's when I knew I was close to winning. The core challenge is this: can you let go of chasing short-term, shallow pleasures for lasting, deep independence? Can you stick it out long enough to see your wealth flywheel go from a slow grind to roaring speed? Those first 10 years where you grind, invest, stay focused, are not a sacrifice. They're actually the fastest route to real freedom, because every dollar you place now becomes a silent worker. It never sleeps, it never complains, it never asks for a raise. It just works for you until the end. The formula is simple: give your money a job, let it do the heavy lifting, and stick around long enough to see it pay off. If that mindset speaks to you, if you like this no BS way of building wealth, then drop a like, hit subscribe. It helps a lot, and it keeps me fired up to keep sharing all this. I'm Cédric, and I'll see you in the next one.